All right, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host, Chuck Stevenson. So, the Ultimate Fighter Season 30 has become official. They have announced both the coaches, Juliana Pena and Amanda Nunes, and they have announced the participants. The two classes will be men's heavyweight and ladies flyweight, which is what we'll be focusing on in this video. Now, personally for me, the coaches don't matter one bit. Like, I'm watching the show to see the contestants. Some people like them, some people don't. I've already seen people disappointed that it was Pena versus Nunes. A lot of people seem to want Masvidal versus Covington. Like I said, for me, for my money, I don't care, because the focus of the show is really should be on the contestants, because one of them is guaranteed to get signed. The rest of them are not guaranteed, but some of them will. Some of them probably won't. Anyway, the filming has already started. I believe it started today. I saw yesterday that one of the contestants said that they were turning their phone in, so don't expect them. And I saw other contestants as well saying, don't expect them over the next 6 weeks on social media. So they have already begun filming, or will start today, most likely, which means that this event will probably air sometime late spring or sometime in the spring, and then everything should be wrapped up by end of the summer. So we know with the coaches, Pena and Nunes, they're set to rematch. So that'll happen sometime, probably later on in the summer. And then we'll see who makes it after that. I like the list of the ladies participants so far. Mostly inexperienced, but some promise shown. So I like what I've seen so far. And a couple of early favorites, plus a very intriguing dark horse as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the participants. I'm going to hide myself here. Let the focus be on the ladies for now. So first up, we have Chantelle Coates. Coates is 34 years old. She stands 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall, has a reach of 66 inches, 168 centimeters. She is 2-1 as a pro, so she's not particularly experienced. And she is coming off of a split decision win over Lucero Acosta back on August for Combate. I've seen, I believe, all 3 of Coates' fights. She's fought twice for Invicta and then once for Combate. She has knockout power in her hands. I believe it was her debut. I was actually in attendance for, and she knocked out her opponent. So definitely keep an eye on this young lady with firecrackers for fists. Next, we have Claire Guthrie. Grizzly is 26 years old. She stands 5 feet 6 inches, 168 centimeters tall, with a reach of 70 inches, 178 centimeters, which just tells you, and you can kind of see in the pictures, she's got long arms. She has a record of 3-1, and she is coming off of a unanimous decision win over Juliana Miller at Invicta last May. So Guthrie hasn't fought in over half a year, but I've seen, I think, most of her fights. Not bad fighter at all, and has shown some promise so far. So we'll have to see what she does in the season on The Ultimate Fighter. Coming up next, we have Juliana Miller. Miller is 25 years old. She stands 5 feet 7 inches, 170 centimeters tall, with an identical reach, 67 inches, 170 centimeters. She is 2-1 as a pro. She's coming off a unanimous decision loss to, you guessed it, Claire Guthrie at Invicta back in May. I like what I've seen from Miller so far. Nice top-level grappling. I believe she trains out of 10th Planet in San Diego and Team Hurricane Awesome. So she's got good grappling. Stand-up needs work, and her takedowns could use some work as well. But when she gets a fight to the ground, she can work some magic. Also at 5'7", 170 centimeters tall, she is the tallest contestant. No, I'm sorry. She is the second tallest contestant. The tallest contestant is going to be the next one. Caitlyn Neil. Katniss is 30 years old. She stands 5 feet 8 inches, 173 centimeters tall, making her the tallest contestant. with a reach of 68 inches, 173 centimeters. So she's not only tall, she's long. She has a record of 5-4, and she is coming off of a submission win over Pamela Aguirre on 8th October for Combate. I've been following Neil's career for a number of years now. She started off, did not show a lot of promise at all, but now she's won, I believe, 4 of her last 5. So has really worked on improving. She's fought for Bellator before. She's fought for, I believe, Invicta on an occasion. So definitely has some bigger show experience that she'll be bringing into this season of The Ultimate Fighter. And she was up at bantamweight for, I believe, for her last fight, maybe her last 2. Decided to come back down to flyweight because she said you just don't turn down good opportunities like this. Next, we have Katherine Paparazzi. Paparazzi is 28. She stands 5 feet 3 inches, 160 centimeters tall, and has a reach of 63 inches, 160 centimeters. So identical height and reach. She has a record of 3-2 as a pro. She is coming off a unanimous decision loss to Maria Silva at Dana White's Contender Series back in October. Paparazzi, she sticks out to me. I remember she made her pro MMA debut for the Sparta Combat League Queen of Sparta tournament. That was a one-night tournament where your first fight was boxing, your second fight was either kickboxing or Muay Thai, and then in the finals you had to fight an MMA fight. So that was a tough tournament there for Sparta Combat League, and that she's had my attention pretty much ever since. So definitely keep an eye on this lady because she is tough. Next, we have Melissa Odessa Parker. Parker is 35 years old. She stands 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters tall, and has a reach of 63 inches, 160 centimeters. Now, she is one of the lesser experienced fighters on here at 2-1. She's coming off of a submission win over Itzel Escobar for Fury FC back in November. That was a short notice fight that she took as well and came back. She was behind in that fight, if I remember correctly, getting that submission win. So Parker is only 2-1 as a pro MMA fighter. However, she is 5-0 in boxing, and she is the IBO world champion. IBO is not one of the big 4 of the alphabet groups. They're like the one that's just outside the big 4. Honestly, Melissa Parker is right now, she's the dark horse. I see her as the dark horse. A lot of people aren't going to know her, and because she's the oldest, they'll overlook her. Also, she's moving up in weight. She's been fighting at strawweight, and her in boxing, she fought around strawweight as well, or boxing equivalent of strawweight. So she's my dark horse because she has the hands and she has the submission skills as well. Next, we move on to one of the early favorites, Helen Peralta. Helen is 33 years old. She stands 5 feet 1 inch, 155 centimeters tall. So I believe that makes her the shortest one in this tournament. She has a reach of 65 inches, 165 centimeters tall. So she has really long arms to make up for a lack of height. She is 5-2 as a pro. She's coming off of a unanimous decision win over, Elise Pone at Invicta 45 back on January 12th. So Peralta is still fresh. She's just coming fresh off of a fight that she absolutely dominated. I was disappointed with it because she could have gone for the finish, but she won. Very aggressive as a fighter for the most part, and hits very hard, and has a lot of experience in Invicta. So she's definitely one of the early favorites here. And then last but not least is also one of the early favorites here in Brogan Walker. Brogan is 32 years old. She stands 5 feet 4 inches, 163 centimeters. She has a reach of 67 inches, 170 centimeters. She is 7-2 as a pro. Is coming off of a submission win over Emily King at Invicta 44 back in August. If you haven't seen Brogan fight, go on most of her fights. Her last 5 fights, I believe, were for Invicta, and most of them should still be up on UFC Fight Pass if you have that available. She's another one. She's a lot like Peralta, very aggressive, hard hitting, just very strong competitor. So that's why she's one of the early favorites. So there you have it. Those are the flyweight competitors for The Ultimate Fighter Season 30. So it looks like this is going to premiere May 3rd. I didn't notice that on the poster earlier. So about 6 weeks of filming, followed by some more time to edit. And then this will premiere on May 30th, which means it'll be done end of summer, probably. Anyway, like I said, Melissa Parker is the dark horse, with the early favorites being Helen Peralta and Brogan Walker. Honestly, maybe not the strongest field of competitors they could have gotten for this flyweight field, but I do like what I see. I just think that they could have gotten some stronger ones compared to what they did get. But I still looking forward to this one. I like the overall format of The Ultimate Fighter. For me, I feel you get much better prospects from The Ultimate Fighter than you do from the UFC's other show, Dana White's Contender Series, because the Contender Series, you only get to see a fighter once, and if they win, they're almost guaranteed to get signed, but you might not know, are they a well-rounded fighter? Do they have a ground game? Because if they get a first-round win, knockout, and you didn't get to see them on the ground at all, for all you know, they could suck on the ground. With The Ultimate Fighter, the fighter's fighting multiple times in a short time frame. They're fighting different types of opponents, so you get a more well-rounded look at the fighters as they go on. But so that's why I honestly like The Ultimate Fighter better than Contender Series. So looking forward to this season. Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like, share it as well, spread the news. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.